welcome tonight's guests. This fifth-degree black belt can break news and break boards. Managing editor of Sinclair's Sunday TV program Full Measure, Sharyl Attkisson. His online videos get more views than the magazines hidden under my bed. Actor and comedian Terrence K. Williams. Like the potato salad in the display case at the deli, she's older than she looks. Fox News contributor Kat Tim. And he gets his masks from the same place that makes the tarps to cover the baseball field when it rains. My massive sidekick and the NWA's World Television Champion, Tyrus. Are you really a black belt, Sharyl?
I'm a black belt master now, 5th degree, yes.
Wow.
Doing it so long.
How long have you been doing it?
20-something years.
Wow, that's amazing. Have you ever used it in real life on somebody?
I almost used it when a congresswoman grabbed me one time.
Oh, really?
Stephanie Tubbs Jones, yes, when I was trying to get an interview with her. And I thought better of it because I knew I could kind of escape and
you know what?
Something, but I thought that would be on the news and it would look bad.
If you attacked her, that would act, because, you know, if you are a black belt, that's like being armed and dangerous. You could get charged with assault. This is why I don't get involved in any fights, because my hands, as you know, Tyrus, are deadly weapons.
Yes.
They're insured.
Yes.
Yes. And what?
Your hands are insured by Lloyd's.
Oh, I thought you said I was short. So, like me, you're a legendary journalist. Was the FEC right or wrong in this case?
Listen, the FEC, from what I've seen, is a political organization in which I think both sides have come to an agreement not to do much of anything against the other.
Right.
And I'm not sure they do much of anything anymore. And I don't know, that could have been a proper decision, but I think that's sort of beside the point as to whether the entire censorship and big tech's actions are appropriate. Maybe it didn't violate election law, but it certainly violates our sensibilities of, you know, fairness and openness.
God bless General Milley for straightening things out. I know that the chain of command is sacrosanct. I understand that. But this was an emergency.
I could listen to her for never. Ironically, one man calling the general out was Trump critic Alex Vindeman, tweeting, "If this is true, General Milley must resign. You can't simply walk away from that." Well, walking away seems like something Milley would do. Think about how he walked away from Afghanistan. He's a walking disaster who seems more concerned about the feelings of the author of White Fragility than he does the officers he commands. And he sure sucks at booking flights, so maybe he should walk. This gets me to a point, Sharyl, that a lot of this does sound kind of crazy. Do you think a lot of this is just like, for example, who actually thinks that we were going to invade China? This sounds like something Woodward would have made up. I don't know. I mean, it's like, Terrence is, if everything is true, Terrence is right. But what if it's not true? Like, it's so outrageous. Do you buy this?
Well, before I answer that, I'm really embarrassed because when your staff said we were talking about Milley, I'm thinking Milli Vanilli.
Ah, yes, yes.
Yeah, give them their Emmys back.
But like Milli Vanilli, General Milley may have had some secrets to hide, if true.
There you go.
You bring up a good point about Woodward. I actually personally know someone who is directly quoted in a Woodward book, who never spoke to him, who tried to get it corrected because the quote was wrong and couldn't get that fixed. So I think it rings a little bit true, but...
Can I ask you a question? Yeah. Why is... I'm the host of the show. Just like that.
Please, go ahead.
Yes. How do people keep having Woodward in the White House? I mean, Trump even had him in the White House. Where does he sit? Where does he do I was at the White House. I never saw Woodward there. Like, where is he all the time doing this stuff? Do you know? I mean, what's the deal?
I don't. Didn't he interview the former CIA director on his deathbed, but nobody saw him come in or out of the hospital?
He's the Yeah, I don't know. Nicki Minaj gave some very interesting medical advice on Twitter Monday night. Quote, "My cousin in Trinidad won't get the vaccine because his friend got it and became impotent. His testicles became swollen. His friend was weeks away from getting married." That's a shame. "Now the girl called off the wedding. So just pray on it and make sure you are comfortable with her decision and not bullied." Which raises the question, what the hell vax are they using in Trinidad? And where did they inject it? If Nikki thought her cousin's friend's testicles were huge, her tweet blew up even bigger, leading MSNBC's Joy Reid to chastise her for using her platform to stop black people from protecting themselves.
People like Nicki Minaj, I have to say this. You have a platform, sister, that is 22 million followers. Okay, I have 2 million followers. You have 22 million followers on Twitter. For you to use your platform to encourage our community to not protect themselves and save their lives, my God, sister, you could do better than that.
She just said that to brag about her Twitter following. Minaj hit back, calling Reid a liar for not bringing up that she had also said she would get vaxxed but to go on tour. She also called Joy a homophobe over her past blog post. Remember that? Reid responded, calling the whole thing a teachable moment, which is what the left calls it when they embarrass themselves.
I did see, I mean, something that we've been saying, I know, Tyrus, you've been saying it, Greg, you've been saying, I've been saying that, like, hey, a lot of people do have concerns about this vaccine, and they're not all old guys in MAGA hats,
True.
Right? And I didn't know that it would take this, my cousin's friend's balls got so big his fiance called off the wedding tweet
yes.
to bring this to light. But I did see a lot of people saying, wow, I didn't realize how many people had these concerns and that they weren't all the same people and again, it was a ridiculous way to get there. So maybe it could be a teachable moment for everyone. But then again, probably won't be.
Sharyl, I did the story because I wanted to find a rhyme for testicle, and it was majestical.
I agree with what Kat said, that there's a lot of reporting on, rightfully so, what happens if someone gets COVID. A healthy person, occasionally, perfectly healthy person dies of COVID, but very little reporting on the concerns, the really valid scientific concerns about vaccines for some people. And yeah, that should be told too. And the media's really been very one-sided.